This episode is brought to you by our patron supporters. Today's patron of the day is Rain Luthien. Patrons get the show always ad-free and access to an extended bonus episode or bonus content on an
Sometimes.
episode.
Most episodes.
Sometimes. If you don't want to miss all of that.
Today.
If you don't want to miss all of that, go to patreon.com/calltheline. That's patreon.com/calltheline.
Seriously, like more than ever, and this is real. If you want, you're not going to get much out of it right now, but go to patreon.com and become a free patron. Patreon.com and become a free one, because with everything going on, if suddenly we disappear on YouTube, that's for sure where we're going to be first. So patreon.com/calltheline.
White knuckling our mics, patreon.com.
Please go to patreon.com. We're so bad. Oh. Welcome, everybody. This is The Line Has a Oh, wait, I've just got an email. The FCC has gotten us taken off the air. All right, well, sorry, everybody. We are canceled. It's over. Donald Trump, he said it. You know, that Jimmy Snow, frankly, I don't think he knows much. Certainly has a much worse beard than I do, because everybody looks at me and they say, sir, you've got the greatest beard. And, you know, the ballroom, we're going to be putting in that ballroom over there. Nothing to do with balls. I know I've made that joke many times, and people say that joke is a little old, but because you're old, we love it, and we love you, and so we love an old joke. We love an old president. And then they say, sir, can I hold up the right side of your face for you? It's very good. It's very kind. Anyway, that's how he goes, stream of consciousness. You were not amused by any of that. I don't know if the joke wasn't funny or if you were just like, honestly, I'm not enjoying hearing Trump right now.
I'm not enjoying hearing Trump right now. And also, earlier today, I was thinking about how when the second that you said, like, being an old man, I was thinking about how crazy it is, like, for the people who are super MAGA, like, huge fans of Trump and, like, culty about it. How crazy it is to ride so fucking hard for someone who shits in a bag. You know, like, that's crazy. That's crazy. He literally doesn't know where he is half the time, and he pees and poops into a bag that is attached to his thigh.
That statement.
Which, you know, allegedly he pees and poops into a bag.
Yeah, it's alleged. Well, it's alleged. The thing on the leg. Whoa, hiccups.
Oh.
Water bottle ASMR.
Boo. And now we'll take this water bottle.
It wasn't sensitive enough. It got rid of your noise. I don't know where to begin. Cancellation. Well, one of our patrons, I think, wants to cancel me. Canceled their patronage. By the way, if you want to go and get comments to us during podcasts and things that we're more likely to see by a whole lot, you're going to want to go over to patreon.com/calltheline. And this was on there. Actually, there was two on there, though. There was also a person who joined, and then 8 minutes later, after joining, I got the notifications on my phone, asked, how do I unsubscribe?
Oh, maybe it was an accident. Maybe they didn't mean to.
I don't know, but I looked, and they had their account for months. So I was just like, but also, do you I was very polite. I just said back, I would Google how to unsubscribe from Patreon from whatever device you're on. It's different device to device. I just Googled that and check it out. I was kind, but at the same time, I was like, why would you go not to the DMs, to a comment of the most recent episode? And I feel like it's just to have, like, I don't know, my paranoid brain with everybody who virtue signals all the time. It's like, you just want a screenshot. Or maybe you were expecting that because most people know I'm usually the one who replies in the comments, me to be like a jerk about it in response. And I'm like, should I have been a jerk to get her screenshot? I don't know. I want to be collaborative.
No. I think it's not necessary. Yeah. You never know. You never know the reason. We did have another comment, though, that was very targeted at you.
Which one of us should read it?
I think I should read it.
I'll do it in a Russian accent. If I do it, which might be mean. Because they have a kind of a Russian name. We won't say the name.
I think I should read it because I am the victim in this.
That's true. Okay, thank you.
Alleged victim. Yep. This episode is the straw that broke my support camel's back. Jimmy, your co-host asked you to stop talking about genitalia, and you continued. I was hoping this podcast would have more meaningful substance. And I just want to say, as a victim of a crime, I would just, here's the thing.
No, finish that. I was enjoying it.
Acknowledging that you want to be respectful of whatever people's requests, that's cool.
I don't think that's what it was about.
I don't know I don't know. I literally don't know what you're talking about because like reading that comment, I was like, I have no idea what he's talking
I think they are a person who is largely uncomfortable with even genital-based humor.
Right. Which
And
like,
so they're like, and I'm sorry, my position's mostly going to be grow up, but no, I'm not asking you to be here. Look, they unsubscribed over it. Fine. If this isn't your cup of tea and you don't want to support all the great things the line does otherwise, because you also don't have to watch the podcast. But if it isn't yours, it isn't your cup of tea. Like, go off and do it. Look, we lost 10% of our patronage over me not crying about Charlie Kirk.
we did?
Yeah. I'd say it's about 8%. We had like an 8%
Whoa.
dip of just like people just within started before we even started making comments. So it was kind of weird. But anyway.
Whoa.
Yeah, maybe it was people deleting Patreon or I don't know what was going on. But why people were maybe what was that stupid anchor was like, for all we know, it was like a person shooting in celebration in the crowd, which was a dumb thing to say. Got him fired, which is crazy because that one guy got on the news said kill all homeless people. He didn't get fired. Anyway, it's not your thing. It's not your thing. I know if I had said something and I was pushing beyond Alyssa's borders, Alyssa and I have a long time rapport. I know the difference between her going like, oh my God, stop. I don't want to think about that. Or stop. I don't want to think about that. And she would have said something after or even in the moment, like, no, seriously, please move on.
Yeah. I think it's also sort of like, and I don't think this was the commenter's intention. Obviously it's not their intention, but like, I'm a 31-year-old woman. Like if I was really uncomfortable, I would say so. I don't need like someone to defend my comfort in the comments. Also, I think sometimes we forget that I am a sex educator and a sex coach. And so I talk about sex and sexuality and genitalia all day long. And so my level of like sensitivity for it is going to feel very different, I think, that to someone who would not be talking about those conversations every day. Jimmy and I have also talked about like our personal sex lives in like pretty like in-depth plain language.
Like sex life. I've told her about my testicular eczema.
Yeah, like it's like
That's
we've
not
had
even a joke.
we've had way more detailed conversations than this, and this is a rapport that we are comfortable with. I promise.
I think it's funny that there is the potential that if it isn't just a like this person's needs to grow up over adults talk about that or whatever. But again, if it's not your cup of tea and not the kind of thing you want to hear on a podcast, that's fine, whatever. That's fine. But otherwise being like acting like it was some sin committed it is wild. Like, but it would be funny if he's trying to like imply that I'm being a misogynist in a way. Like it would be like and that it's actually his own internalized misogyny of wanting to rescue the girl who must be being harmed by this sex language. There's not.
That's sort of what's like kind of funny to me about comments like that is like, I got it. It's fine. Like if I really were bothered, I would say something. I was not bothered. So
do you want to be reminded what it was about before you commit to not being bothered?
Because I don't know what it is.
I was making you visualize Stephen Miller and JD Vance's little marshmallow dicks.
Okay, yeah, well, like I don't want to visualize that because it's
you're like, no, I am back. I'm on his side. Cancel Jimmy. Fuck this thing.
Yeah, but like that's even sillier because in the comment I was like, was Jimmy talking about his own penis on the show? That's what I thought the comment was about. I was like, I don't remember him doing that.
I couldn't remember, but I know we use Perplexity to do some of our like metadata work before we put an episode up. So I went to the one that the Perplexity thread. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, it's called 53. And the one where it had already been suggesting titles and description and all that kind of stuff, because it has the whole transcript. And so you have access to it because it's the podcast one. Mm-hmm. It's the one for the podcast. I wrote in the transcript, did Alyssa ask Jimmy to stop talking about genitalia? And
what did it say?
I think it thinks I'm a jerk. It went, Alyssa did not explicitly ask Jimmy to stop talking about genitalia, but she did strongly express her discomfort which you can't get tone, obviously, out of a transcript. But when the
Right.
conversation turned into jokes about the physical attributes of right-wing figures, parentheses, penises and related imagery, Alyssa reacted by saying, "My God, I'm thinking too much about their penises. I don't want to think about their penises anymore. I don't want to think about their penises anymore." And, I know. These repeated comments make it clear that she wanted the conversation to move on, but she did not directly or formally ask Jimmy to stop.
Okay.
So, Perplexity's canceling me too.
Dramatic. Also, that's even like, it's funnier to me to be, you know, concerned when you were talking about Stephen Miller and JD Vance's penises. Did it ever occur to you that I would love to hear that story, that exact imagery, if there were two other people?
By the way, would you like to hear their description of the Perplexity's description of what I said?
Yes. Yep.
Jimmy joked that right-wing pundits like Matt Walsh, Michael Knowles, and others gather and sit in a circle and they jerk each other off, insisting it was 1,000% a fact. Clearly comedic exaggeration. He went on to speculate none of them have double fist-sized penises, describing that one hand covers more than needed and visualizing it with marshmallows, saying that enough to put one of those full-size marshmallows in and you still get in the same hand and it'll still go under the top finger. Alyssa responds, "My God."
I was impressed by I was like, wow, the marshmallow thing. I would have never thought of a marshmallow.
I remember you were like, where did you come up with this?
Like, where did you come up with a marshmallow?
I just love it being so official. Jimmy, it's like we're reading a court document. Jimmy continued speculating they'd be girthy and chode-ish, written out by it. It understood chodish and equated them to a corn silo. He advised, do not think about Stephen Miller naked specifically. Stephen Miller, the carpet matches the drapes. I think it's bald. I need all of my jokes retold to me by Perplexity because I don't listen to what I'm saying. I'm like, damn, I was fucking on fire last time.
I also, like, after we do the podcast, I think immediately after we, like, press stop, if you asked me everything that we talked about, I'd be like,
I would say whatever we talked about after we hit stop, because usually we then are like, oh, personal life stuff. How's this going? What's going on with that? You know?
Bonus show.
Yeah. When's Promise coming back? When are we doing the Medi
Promise
Hassan
coming
thing?
back?
Yeah. Promise, I think next week's looking pretty good. I think.
Really?
I think. She was going to come early, and I don't blame her not wanting to be her first show back being after what happened.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's fun. We can just say what happened.
Like, I was nervous coming back and talking about it. Like, I didn't realize until we were like halfway through the episode, I was like, well, I feel like I actually haven't even said that much, but I think it's just like, this is a very weird time. Like, we're in a place where our First Amendment is like fully being violated and we are being threatened constantly. And, you know, whatever. I mean, at this point, it's sort of like, I think we just get to steer into the skid. Like,
when's it coming for us is what I want to know. When am I out of a job? When am I condemned to poverty because of these fucking insane people? By the way, I think I'm actually coming around to being on the side of the patron guy who was offended, because there's like 4 more bullet points of things I said. And I'm like, oh, I did say a lot.
If it helps, I still don't remember this. Like, I
think he manscapes because otherwise he just has wispy little hairs that fall off and go erase statutes in the Constitution.
Sure.
Bro.
That's really funny.
I'm really funny.
That was really good.
And then apparently I talked about, I talked about using mayonnaise as lubricant. And we went into that a little bit. Yeah.
Ugh, the yeast infection.
I hope that wasn't too much for you if you're listening to it this week as the regular episode. Boy, the news sucks.
Sure does. The biggest headline right now is all the Jimmy Kimmel stuff.
Yes. And go ahead.
Proceed.
No, you.
I mean,
I think we should read his exact statement that
I think we should, because I think the craziest part of it is what he said was like truly nothing.
Right. And by the way, people, the timeline here is that this happened right after the head of the FCC went on Benny Johnson's shitty ass show and was like, you know, we're going to be going after their licenses if they don't do something. And Donald Trump, they were literally making direct threats. And then people want to pretend like, well, you know, but they still had a choice if they wanted to, blah, 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 which is sort of like the I'm going to break your legs if you don't do something, but it's your choice if you want your legs broken.
Right.
And then they do it, and they're taking credit. And these people, I just got off of doing a live show talking to these people, and they're all like, but did he directly say, did Donald Trump officially threaten, or was it his friend? And it's literally like, they're literally taking credit for it. You fucking idiot. And if this was the other party around, you would think this was worth going to war over. You would think this is such a violation of infringement of free speech that it's time to march. Yeah.
Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson are like, what the fuck is going on? You think that we're being crazy?
Tucker thinks that we might be, this is like the beginning of the Nazification of like that, where we need to beware Nazifying the country.
Well,
right. Broken
right. Like we've been saying.
So the comment was, the MAGA gang is desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it, which is true.
It's true.
It's true. And people are saying that implies he's saying it is one of them. I guess it could mildly be. I don't really agree, because he was describing an action. They were literally, even when there was when there was evidence to question, first of all, whether the kid wasn't trans. So they're yelling all of these, like, here's a person I hate, so it's that person. Now it's that person. Now it's this people's fault, these people's fault. And everything was like, but by the way, should we even entertain the idea that some of these memes point to being a groiper, to be extreme right, whatever else? And we still don't know. We still don't know exactly where he falls in.
Yeah.
It's weird, actually, how little we know. It seems like by now they would be rushing. And I almost wonder if the delay in finding that information is because they want to make sure while everything's so hot, it's still heat in one direction.
Yeah. Well, it's also like, how could you look at the situation and not see that they were trying to not see?
I was going to say, they do not see a lot of things. They're all not seeing all over the place.
They not see a lot. But how could you look over how they, from the start, it was like, well, he wants to be transgender. No, actually, he's dating someone who's transgender. No, actually, it's the roommate who's transgender.
Let's not forget the number of trans people they doxed and said it was them and it wasn't.
Right. So, like, yeah, they've been anything to make it not the right. Yes, that is true.
It literally, and then he posted like, and Donald Trump's really he said broken up about it, and then showed the clip of him being asking, like, we know he was your close friend. How are you doing? He's like, I'm doing well. And over here, you'll notice the ballroom. They're building in the ballroom. It's literally like, holy fucking
Trump didn't go to Kirk's memorial.
Well, I think he's supposed to. That's this weekend. Isn't he supposed to?
I thought there was an event for Kirk already that they didn't go to.
There's a bunch of vigils, but he's going to England. Is Trump going to Kirk's funeral? Hopefully it'll figure that out. I'm pretty sure he's one of the speakers, which is funny because I think Tucker Carlson might also be a speaker, and I'm like, please let Tucker Carlson call them out. Yeah, Trump's going to the funeral, and he's going to speak.
Tucker Carlson, I think, is going to say what he said on his show or podcast, whatever it is, recently, which is Charlie his words, not mine. Charlie defended free speech, and he would be like ashamed at what's going on, essentially. Not ashamed, but he would be upset with what's going on.
I imagine everybody's getting like a talk right now of like, don't do any call out stuff. Just tell stories of things you loved about Charlie Kirk. Now, if anybody would be one to break that mold, I guess, Tucker would be the one who'd be like, hi guys, I've been told up here that I'm not to say anything political. Fuck that shit. You know what I mean? Like he's kind of abrasive in that way.
He's brave though, because
he might just be a sociopath and unable to feel like normal human levels of fear.
Well, maybe. I'm just like, if I were him, I would think I were next. Like, talking like that, like, Tucker, I would not leave my fucking house.
Yeah, I mean, especially since him and Candace are flirting with the idea that Kirk was like, that it was an inside job, that they were into it. Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, Candace and then Nick Fuentes acting like this was a hit put out by Israel. There's all kinds of fun things going on over in right-wing land. And I hope they eat each other. I hope they all just devour each other. You know what's good? Barbecue sauce. Put it on each other and eat each other. Am I eating literally? Probably not. Would I advocate for cannibalism? I don't want to be cannibalized.
It's a free country.
Who do you think if the cabinet, if all of Trump world, like the cabinet, the people in the White House, the inner circle, crash landed on an island, who do you think would try to resort to cannibalism first? Oh my thing just turned off. It is Stephen Miller, right? Like, is there a different answer?
Yeah,
it's
for sure it's Stephen Miller.
Is the kind of guy who like walks around, and we've all met a guy like this or dated a guy like this. The guy who's like, here are the conditions. Oh, shit, my thing.
We're creating a
stop. No, I can't use that. That was my TV going on behind me as I'm trying to get the image back up here.
You're breaking the fourth wall.
I know.
You're not sitting in front of the mountains. We could be watching Grey's Anatomy right now, and we're watching the mountains.
Well, we can't because of copyrights.
Right.
Everybody knows that guy, I think, that's like, here are the conditions under which I would try cannibalism. And, you know, it would be ethical, and there's nothing wrong with it if it's if you do it this way. And by the way, here are my hot takes on music. I think the Beatles are great because it's only cool to dislike the Beatles. You only dislike those. It's the same douchebag who has the like talk about why cannibalism could be ethical and why they would try it, and why the only reason people dislike the Beatles is because it's cool to dislike the Beatles. Same douchebag.
Right.
Same douchebag. And I'll tell you why. It's because now my more refined taste, sure, maybe they invented the 4 chords. They didn't. Black people did, and they stole it. But it's all 4 chord nonsense music. It's not that good. Even I like the song.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't the Beatles. It was just the one. John made Imagine All the People. I don't think we're allowed to sing more than that without getting tremendously sued.
Yeah.
But I can play it on the piano, and it's literally like, it's like a child song. I
think that there's something about, there's something about the simplicity, I think, that was important for their music because it made it like very easy for people to remember. Yeah. And so like I think that it almost like revolutionized pop in that way because we still take that formula. Like pop is formulaic. Like it's the same copy paste. So I think maybe in that way, maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I'm not like a big Beatles person.
It's one of those things where I'm sure they have a couple things that I'm like banger. But just like I like classical music, but let's all be honest, 90% of Mozart, 90% of Handel, 90% of Beethoven is fucking garbage. But the few that are awesome, they get put on repeat, right? Yeah. I'm going to Moonlight Sonata till the day I die. But I'm not going to like concerto number, I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong one. Someone's going to be like, that one's actually really great. But
I don't know. You're
Ode to Joy is not that good. I said it. Do 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 do. I know this joke has been made before, but it would take being a deaf pianist to think that was a good song. I said it. I said it. I was like, oh, so he had totally lost his hearing by this time?
Oh my God.
No doubt. No doubt.
Okay, wait.
That's how you make her uncomfortable. The genital stuff, not at all. The counsel ableist stuff, that's what gets it.
That's when I check out. No, there were just other things that I wanted to talk about and I wanted to pull them up. So I like was sort of like in and out. I was like, he's doing his thing. I'm going to let him have his zoomies and just like run that out.
Oh my
and I'm going to pull up the other thing.
Speaking of ableist things, wow. Autism, zoomies. Could you be more cliche? I'm kidding. It's
zoomies
true.
are with the dogs, no? Do people talk about that?
Yeah, with autism, you need to stim to get your zoomies out.
Okay, right. I didn't know that. I thought people only talked about that.
By the way, y'all missed a great bonus show last episode. We went in it on Love on the Spectrum and the parts of it that are infantilizing, but the parts of it that do seem good. I've now finished all 3 seasons. We're going to do another discussion once Alyssa has caught up too. And then we're going to watch the Australian one.
Ooh, have you watched the Australian one at all?
No, I think it's the original.
Okay. Yeah, I think it is. Okay, so other things that I think that we need to discuss.
Should we break? Let's take a break and come back and talk about important things. So as we go to the break, this is absolutely a violation of freedom of speech because it is the government retaliating against speech that it wants shut down. This is heading towards state TV. This is everything Republicans pretend they are against, but so few of them are actually pointing out that this is fucked up. And when this eventually hits the Supreme Court, as it presumably will, they will lose even on their own Supreme Court, at least 7-2, if not 9-0. This is fucking insane. But also,
Yep.
Stephen Miller's penis is so gross. Don't think about it. Ugh. It's made of mayonnaise.
I just imagine that it's shriveled.
He comes
like
mayo.
a raisin. Like a date.
Ugh. Something he's never been on.
Ugh.
Oh, he's married. She was conscripted.
Does that mean that they went on any dates?
I don't know. Maybe arranged? I don't know. Okay. We'll be right back.
Would you like to be one of the cool people who can prove they were supporting this podcast right from the beginning? Well, you can. Head over to linemerch.com. That's linemerch.com and pick up some founders merch for The Line Has a Podcast that will only be available for a short time and features the rough draft drawn logo that soon will be updated to look less like it was drawn by a 3-year-old. That's linemerch.com.
That was a very problematic. That was very problematic. All those things that were said before the ads there.
Were they?
I don't know or care.
For Stephen Miller, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, there you have unlimited bullying pass on Stephen Miller.
Yeah,
don't say those. There are specific slurs you still shouldn't say to Stephen Miller, but mostly ones that also wouldn't make any sense for him. Like, why would you call a straight white guy any of those things?
The reason why you don't say the slur is not because of Stephen Miller. It's because of the wonderful, good people who are being unfairly grouped in with Stephen Miller.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not about Stephen Miller.
What about the people who are fairly grouped in with Stephen Miller? Let's think about some of the people who have been fairly grouped in with Stephen Miller. Well, obviously Donald Trump and Bibi Netanyahu. I'd go Hitler. Hitler.
So here's the thing that always shocks me. So here's the thing that always shocks me about this entire group of people.
Mm-hmm.
When they are so upset that we've been calling them Nazis, and then they repeatedly have people who use Nazi language, ideology, propaganda. And then, so for instance, when Elon did his little Roman salute.
Right, which is the same thing as a Nazi salute, but go on.
Which is the same.
Right, Nazis were doing Roman salutes too.
Correct. So when he was doing this, don't you think that even at a baseline, that's a crazy thing to do? Because at the time, there were already accusations of Nazi ties with the administration. So surely one would be careful if they didn't want to be called a Nazi.
Yeah.
He did not care because he is one. That was intentional. He did not care because it was intentional. So here we are again.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for a direct, Trump's going to give a speech one day and people are going to be like, that, if you translate that to German, it's word for word now.
And they're still going to be like, he probably just did it because Hitler was a great speechwriter. And that is the reason. I guaranteed you they're going to find a way to justify it.
He gave a great speech, frankly, and so why wouldn't I? They've been calling me Führer around the office, and it's because, it was a really great joke. I said, oh, wow, that's really funny, so let's do that everywhere, and let's do an executive order, and everybody now will call me the Führer, because frankly, that's a good deal, and I make good deals, because Führer sounds like fury, and I've had a lot of, you've seen my new headshots, they have a lot of fury because I'm feeling furious.
God. It's the Trump impersonation is so good that it gives me the same dread that I feel when I hear him in real life.
A little anxiety. A little and now your brain will actually commit it. And later you're going to be like, man, do you guys remember when Trump was saying he wants to be called the Führer? And you're like, wait. Shit, did that happen? I can hear it in my head. It happened exactly. Yeah. I know it happened.
Wait. I also think, before we move on from the Jimmy Kimmel situation, what is the name of that company? It begins with an S. That is
Sephora.
requesting that he issues an apology and does a Charlie Kirk memorial dedicated
I doubt it's Sephora
episode.
Then.
No, it's not Sephora.
That's a makeup brand.
It's a different one.
I know he's suing the New York Times for questioning his success, for putting out articles that were like, by the way, he is not as successful as he pretends to be. And it's definitely going to get thrown out. But I don't know which one you're talking about.
No, I will find it for you. I'll find the letter.
Yeah.
A letter was sent to Jimmy Kimmel to request that, I think they must be a parent company of ABC. Where the hell is it now?
Disney owns ABC, and then next, whatever, they're doing like a merger. Which one did you say?
It's a company that begins with an S. I should have been more prepared than this, y'all. Sorry. I'll find it.
I don't know which one you are referring. Oh, wait. You got to be talking about Sinclair.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
but
Sinclair Broadcast Group.
Sinclair operates a lot of ABC stations.
So, yeah. So they demanded
Trump demanded of Sinclair? Is that what you're saying?
No, Sinclair wrote a letter to Kimmel requesting that so first of all, Sinclair will replace ABC's or Kimmel's ABC time slot with a remembrance special honoring Charlie Kirk on the 19th, tomorrow.
Disgusting.
Yes. And they also requested a formal apology from Jimmy Kimmel as well.
I've just found it too, with a personal donation to both the family and Kirk's organization, Turning Point USA. Sinclair also requested that ABC take appropriate steps to uphold the standards. So what it is Sinclair is, they're basically an affiliate group. They're the people who have been ruining the news as well and making sure that a bunch of Fox News level, actually worse kind of shit gets read on your local news too. They've been infecting local news. And so
what are they? I don't understand
they're local TV stations essentially. So your Channel 5 might be owned by Sinclair. And that might be the ABC affiliate. And so they can take things off of the air as well. I'm just honestly waiting to see how Jimmy Kimmel responds.
There's no fucking way.
No, he's not going to do that. Kimmel, I just want to know generally what he's going to do.
Yeah. He's made his money. He doesn't need to make more money from his show. I think he's going to just put out a statement and just say, my free speech is being impeded on here. I was clear about how I felt.
Staff that are losing their jobs
for sure. I'm sure he'll say something about the staff. Who knows? Maybe he'll donate to he'll take the money that they're requesting to be donated to. Why the fuck would anyone donate to Charlie Kirk? He has plenty of money,
they millions of dollars. They have an annual budget of hundreds of millions of dollars. You have to give a direct donation, but I mean, it was Sinclair doing it, so it's like. Sinclair is a radical right. This isn't like this isn't Disney who owns ABC. These are the affiliate stations who can still have power, but they're little bitches. Fuck Sinclair in every way.
Fuck them. That's crazy. That is crazy. So I think Kimmel is gonna have a relatively
he'll be fine. But there's a lot surrounding it, and arguably, these people who supposedly were against cancel culture got to see how the Streisand effect took a lot of people who were attempted to be canceled and skyrocketed them to fame. It worked on very few. The only people that cancel culture really worked on were the ones who showed they had some kind of conscience at the beginning. Not the ones who fought back ended up being heroes, but then it was that one politician that was Al Franken. He actually showed he had some remorse. Plus, he was a Democrat, so they weren't going to support him. Even Louis C.K., when he initially has his thing, he's kind of tried to go anti-woke since then, but was like, it was all of this is true. He immediately admits it's true what happened. And so he lost some, but he's also resurging. For the most part, anyway, they're trying to Streisand effect. Colbert and Kimmel, maybe they end up working together. I don't know. They will end up stronger than ever. But in the meantime, we still need to identify, if the government hasn't put new things into place, that they're going to be able to follow them and keep them off of any new platform. Keep them off, start threatening Spotify if they carry their podcast, whatever it is.
Yeah.
What a stupid... We just live in such a stupid time in a stupid world filled with stupid fucking people.
It's stupid and it's also frightening. I cannot believe... And the part of it that's most frightening to me is that there is an entire chunk of this country who is looking at what's going on and is finding a way to justify it. And it's one of those moments where I don't want to be self-righteous. I really, really don't want to be self-righteous. But at some point in time, all of this will be over and we will have taken, a decade to recover. And
you and I could be dead as a result of it all.
Right.
Like public figures who speak out, a lot of them don't make it.
That's what I'm saying. It's like which is, that alone is like, what the fuck? You telling me this is the freest country in the world? Who thinks that? Who thinks that? Really?
You guys can't even pay for sex. This was never the freest country in the world. Yeah, prostitute. I think it's crazy that like, how is this not an obvious sign of a long time that we're not that free? If you can't, and clearly if men felt like they could sell their bodies for sex, like that was an option that they'd be able to make good money, it would have been legal forever ago. But it's because they don't think they would be as advantaged as women. And so that's why it's illegal. It's to stop women from being prostitutes, not to stop men from being prostitutes. A gigolo is a joke, right? A woman, but a prostitute is a whore. A gigolo arguably be like, yeah, if I could, people would pay me. I get a marshmallow.
Well, men are either gigolos or escorts. They're like escorts, and women are prostitutes and whores and whatever.
I'm a handsome companion.
Yeah, it's some fucking shit. It's some shit.
I
never thought about that. It's really just.
I'd poop on it.
Me too. Me too.
To poop on it, yeah.
I'd like to poop on it also.
Diet orange with my resin poo.
Yeah.
It's a deep cut, but some of our audience will know what I'm talking about.
Gross. There also has been a huge amount of people who have applied for Turning Point USA, like 30,000 submissions.
For chapters, which is like local chapters.
Fucking hate that.
Sure, they're not going to do it. Here's the thing. I'm not that afraid of that because people are like, oh, you just made 10 million Charlie Kirk, still won't call the show. Like we're going to be debating you guys everywhere. And yet you won't. You literally don't and won't. And you're not scary. These people who are the loudest are the people who also live chronically in line and are sick. So like, yeah, a few of them are going to crack and go do some kind of crazy political violence. But otherwise, y'all aren't doing anything that you can't do from your toilet. Right?
No.
It's funny because they want to brag about did I say this on the last show? How they're bragging about, oh, not a single city is burned. There's been no vandalism. But there also haven't even been protests. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so you got even if you want to be like, we've had these huge protests. If maybe you had that and like huge protests, blah, blah, blah. We've been shutting down city blocks for these ginormous protests as we march how unjust this was, how horrible. And it's like, you guys haven't done fucking shit. Vigils?
You haven't done anything. They stand for nothing.
Yeah, they don't have values.
They stand for They are spineless and stand for nothing. This is like
mad though, and I just like telling people how mad I am. There was a guy on the call-in show who tried to threaten me too. I was like, brother, keep going. Finish your threat. I got your phone number. It's going to the FBI right after this call. I'm not even joking. He was like, well, why don't you come say that to me? I'm going to come find you and I'm going to, and then he's, I'm going to shove those words back down your throat. Fucking, no, you won't. You fucking are going to do shit.
You're literally
no, you won't. You're not doing shit.
You're on a show where people can hear you. Like, I don't know. Like it's anonymous, but like, really? You think?
Yeah, I don't tell the audience what your phone number is.
Right, but
if
like
somebody threatens violence, I'll pass that right along to the FBI, dumbass.
Right. Fucking idiots.
Life is like, what's really funny is on Threads, the link in my thing is just to our podcast on Spotify. So I love when I'm like challenging people, like, if you guys are coming, where are you? And then people are always like, nobody even listens to you. And I'm like, well, Spotify, even for the podcast, Spotify is nowhere near what our YouTube numbers are. But also there is this funny thing where I get to reveal to them, like, actually I'm responsible for millions of views every month. But anyway, go off,
whatever. King. Millions of views every month. And you also have been on the internet bringing in crazy fucking views for years and years and years and years.
Too much. Basically since about 6 years ago, there has not been a moment that there weren't dozens of people consuming, at minimum. Like the lowest number would be dozens of people consuming my voice at any given moment. Like right now, there will be hundreds at least. But at the worst moments, at the most dead moments, because you can go and look at a lot of these analytics, the least since I've started would be dozens of people listening to my voice at any given moment. But granted, there are people who are bigger, which is another weird value that they have. Like I had put it like, hey, if you guys supposedly do this, we've been doing it longer and better than Kirk. And the person was like, well, if it's better,
I've
how
never
come
heard of you.
no one's heard of you? And it's literally like, yeah, better doesn't mean more popular. Republicans literally are more popular, and they're fucking so dumb.
Well, and also the other thing is that I think as much as we set up a platform for people, you set up a platform, but we invite people to call, but like we're not dishonest in the conversations that we have. Like we are genuinely trying to have good conversations with people. And when they call and they want to have a debate in good faith, like we do that. Yeah. When people call and they want to be fucking crazy, then we have conversations that are crazy. Yeah, I can't wait to see.
It's nobody. We usually get 1 to 2 good faith calls. We had lots of MAGAs. Nobody even tried. One person, like, you'd say 4 words and they try and talk over you. And I mean, it was straw manapalooza.
Was it just you today or did you have someone else?
Arden was on with me too.
Okay.
It was today's show was rough, people. And to those who are listening, who don't know, on my old personal channel, Jimmy Snow, we've started doing new vertical politically themed shows. So and then we put the clips out in horizontal. And these have proven to be the most unhinged, stupid fucking weirdos ever calling in. And they're obsessed with trans people. They're just like, fucking Christ, these people are crazy. Yeah. And I hate the world we live in. It's just getting rough out there. I think we take another ad break and we come back and we try to console each other. And I talk too much about genitals because now on top of whatever new things I say, I've also repeated everything from last week. So it's like, that's a lot. And then next week, if I read it out again, I'll have 2 weeks worth and whatever else I say.
Exactly. I think when we come back,
light and breezy.
The Department of Education is doing some fuck shit. And we didn't talk about Trey Reed. And I want to discuss Trey Reed a little.
Okay.
Things are still coming out. But
I'll probably mostly wait on it, but you can hit the headlines there. We'll be right back.
Okay. Hey, you might be listening or watching this on The Line, but this is its own thing called The Line Has a Podcast.
We thought you'd want to know it exists and give you some links to follow its official YouTube channel and the links for other podcast locations.
We are only sharing the Friday show on this channel for a while, but we do more episodes on this channel you will never see.
Also, you can join the Reddit if there are stories or topics you want the host to see.
Check that description for the sweet, sweet links. Also, I'm going to add a clarification in here because I wrote that thing and I think it's confusing. Friday episodes are here, but any other episode is on the other channel. So you won't see it on this channel. This channel will never see those. Because there was something about it where I thought it sounded like a magic trick. You'll never even see the podcast. The podcast is meant to be in audio form. Anyway, please go follow. We really need the money for food. Do you not? I have lost 75 pounds because we don't have enough subscribers. No, that's not true. Okay, bye. Thank you, everybody. On to the show. Yeah. Oni-chan. I want to start with like the stupid news.
Yeah.
Did you see that there was an AI generated clip of Charlie Kirk saying stuff played at a church? They made like an AI church speech. Like a bunch of churches. They said they're all right. This is from Media. Several churches played AI generated clips of Charlie Kirk at their services this past weekend, featuring a digital recreation of Kirk's voice, saying things he never said in real life. And these are the kinds of things like. Why would you need to do that? Yeah,
if he was such a Christian and he's going to be remembered for being such a gorgeous, beautiful Christian and so pious and whatever, why would you need to make an AI version of what Charlie Kirk says? He has hours and hours and hours and hours of content online, and you have to make an AI version so that you could play it in church. But the reason we're going to remember him is because he's a Catholic.
It's weirder.
Tell me. So fucking angry already. Continue.
What they played is a posthumous AI. As in him as an angel, kind of. So this is what he said. First of all, I want you to know I'm fine, not because my body is fine, but because my soul is secure in Christ. Death is not the end. It's a promotion. Which, by the way, wouldn't that mean it's good? Don't waste 1 second mourning me. I knew the risks of standing up in this cultural moment, and I do it all over again. Second, do not let violence divide us further. The enemy wants chaos, fear, and retaliation. This part is almost kind of nice, but don't give up to them. Instead, double down on truth, double down on courage, double down on your faith and your families. That is how you honor me. Third, remember this. America is worth it. Free speech is worth it. Fighting for the unborn, for families, for sanity and culture gone mad. It's all worth it. So dry your tears, pick up your cross, and get back into the fight. Do it with joy, do it with strength, and never let evil think it won. So that like one sentence was not so horrible. But then the rest gets bad again and makes it about abortion stuff. So it's like this creepy, like now we're like doing role plays of like, let's pretend Christianity's true. Here's what he would say.
I needed to wash that down.
I do have another bit of news.
Tell me.
This is almost good news, but it'll sound horrible at first. Do you know who has been made the CEO of Turning Point USA? Who is taking on the mantle of Charlie Kirk? Erica Kirk has been appointed the CEO. So good. That organization's going to die. They're not going to follow a woman. Are you crazy?
That's what I was just thinking. I was like, wait, what?
How did he feel about single mothers out of the home again? How did he feel about, what did Charlie and Turning Point
wife is,
USA?
That's actually really sad to think about that. Like now she's a single mother. Like that is sad, but also, hello.
But, all the things they said about single mothers and what they're responsible.
Hello.
Why are you leaving the home, ma'am?
Why are you leaving the home?
By the way, somebody needs to read up on 2 Timothy. I do not permit a woman to speak and to take authority over a man. My goodness.
Nothing I love more than the fact that you know your Bible verses.
The shit. It's like, y'all don't see that that's such a dumb idea. Also, I looked into it. She podcasted a little, but didn't have a formal position. Can you imagine how pissed you'd be if you were second in command at like a company and the founder died? So the person who wasn't running the company gets it. And because they're like the type of nepotism imagine if, I mean, my partner at least is involved now with the back end, but not to that level. Imagine how fucked up it'd be if something happened to me.
Yeah, and you gave it all to,
Gave it all to my girlfriend. If Luthien suddenly, instead of Arden, who's done all of the work and everything for years now, if I just gave it to Luthien, I can see a future where years down the road, maybe the two of them would together, if that's the direction they both want to stick with everything, if something happened to me. But like right now, it would just be like such a fucking like fucked up slight to them.
It'd be like such a slap in the face. Like also, Erica
sucks.
She's
a rough person.
She just does not seem also.
You see the clip of him laughing about how she is moderate or he's moderate compared to her, that she's way more conservative than he is. Not too conservative to get a job as a lady though.
Oh shit. Yeah, right.
And you say we're confused about who the men are. Oh.
But also she sucks. On top of already being crazy before all of this, she's obviously grieving and in shock and all the things. Is she? I mean, probably, right? She probably is, but the Instagram things she's doing are fucking weird. Seems like a person who's trying to be very calculated. I'm scared.
They're fucking weird. Have you seen the one with her and his embalmed body yet?
Yes, that I saw.
Fucking weird. Fucking weird. And like, you can tell by the nature of the content that it's choreographed. So like, I think that I believe she's grieving, but I also think that I believe that she is an opportunist in a very short period of time after it happened, she was thinking about what she can do with it, how she can benefit from it, what she can build off of it. That she almost felt a level of like, oh my goodness. Now, like, even I think if the more genuine response to me would be like, I need to take time to grieve and process and like make sure my kids are like okay, and then maybe a couple of years from now she gets like more involved and then decides she wants to like be more proactive, and then ends up taking over. I would be calling her Urka Kirk. Urka Kirk. Maybe sometimes great. Kiki. Okay, are you Kiki's riding? Good. That's going to be. Oh my God, I forgot about that. Urka Kirk. Urk. Speaking of Turning Point, the Department of Education partnered with a
slate of conservative groups, including Turning Point USA and Moms for Liberty, to create a nationalistic civics program.
Horrible. Moms for Liberty is a terrible, terrible organization.
It's a horrible organization. We are going to lose so much in all of this. Like,
or this is earlier, or they're hanging themselves, for lack of a better term. You know what I mean? This might be metaphorically them getting destroyed in the midterms. They might be going too hard, too fast. It might be too much of an attempted takeover. Presuming we can still have real midterms, this might actually.
Right.
They're doing. Somebody at some point, someone has to go, guys, you're doing too much.
Right. But I don't know how, but even for the people who are going to say you're doing too much, right now, Trump has labeled Antifa as a terrorist organization. So anyone who speaks out against fascism
in the first place.
Right.
Right.
So
Can
anyone
I just say
now,
I'm anti-fascist, or does that make me a terrorist now?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So like we're all going to be terrorists because we don't want fascism. What the fuck are you talking about?
And people, if you're engaging with posts saying, you should be careful, because people are taking screenshots when you're like, well, I guess I'm Antifa too, or whatever, like in response to people. Like there's this lesbian voice actress and they're like, look, it's going all over Threads and X right now. And it's like, here's a woman who is admitting they're Antifa. And then a bunch of people being like, damn, I love her. Now I'm Antifa too. Kind of like in support, showing solidarity. And you should know those are getting screenshotted and can come back to. There are certain things where you need to be tactical. And as a regular citizen, you might be okay. But like, I have to be tactical. I know I can't write something like that. Like, oh, sold, then I'm in. Because they might be like, hey, here's you admitting that you're a part of a terrorist organization, so we're coming to get you. Yeah. Boy, everything sucks.
Everything sucks.
Everyone's stupid but us.
It sucks and it's scary. And I'm so tired of being gaslit into thinking that everything's fine and great. I actually cannot believe, as usual, I cannot believe that there's an entire group of people who are looking at the situation and saying, this is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted.
I think I can't use the term gaslit in this case, because gaslighting can be quite clever. It implies that it's quite a clever thing. It's attempted gaslighting, but it only works on the severely redacted people for whom they make their policies. Like it's not coming close to working on either of us. Like you're not putting rose-colored glasses on. If anything, I've got shit on my glasses, and I'm just literally like, bro, there's shit everywhere. What is with all this fucking shit? Whose toddler came in here and just shit all over the place? And the answer is Fred Trump's toddler, who never stopped toddling.
He never stopped toddling.
He's toddled his whole life. He toddles today. He will toddle tomorrow. And then hopefully not much longer than that. Hopefully there's some natural toddle ends coming.
I fucking hope so.
Especially, I don't know if you've seen, JD Vance is trying to seem much more charismatic suddenly. Seems like he knows something. JD Vance
has said more in the past week than I have heard him say in the past 8 months.
By the way, he's siding with the whole, like, call the employers, get them fired and stuff. That's also a violation of the First Amendment. Whenever, if stupid people on Twitter do it, it's shitty, but it's probably not a violation of the First Amendment. When the government is telling the citizens to go get people fired, that is when the vice president is doing that. Mm-hmm. And when the vice president is participating in state media. These people are fucking horrible. They all need to be in prison.
They do all need to be in prison.
Yeah.
It's actually, and you want to know what's one of my favorite things that JD Vance has said recently when he did the Charlie Kirk podcast? And he was like, they said that Charlie Kirk said that Black women don't have the brain, I can't remember now exactly what he said, the brain power or something. He literally quotes exactly what Charlie Kirk said. Yeah. And then you play and he's like, and that's just not true. And the clip is literally an exact quote. The only difference is Charlie Kirk names specific Black women.
Right. Like,
that's the only difference.
Did you think also, like, Black women who were very intelligent and very accomplished,
extremely accomplished Black women.
Are you guys okay? I mean, you're not, but like, could a Snickers handle this?
To what extent could Snickers handle this? To what extent are you going to manipulate the situation and contort the story to defend someone who's being accused of being a fucking Nazi. I would never do that. If I got to a point where I was having a conversation with someone and someone that I really thought had great character or whatever was repeatedly being called a Nazi, I would never go to bat for them because I would think, perhaps where there is smoke, there is fire. We are showing you the smoke and we are showing you the fire, and you're telling me it's a fucking ocean. What are you talking about?
Maybe we should, as my last thought, unless you've got more.
Oh, I just wanted to briefly bring up that Trey Reed and I thought another gentleman too, like another boy.
Oh yes. I know there's two people, one white, one black, who were found hanging from trees. Trey Reed was the black man, and they're saying it was a suicide. And a lot of people are like, oh, right. You know that thing where black people hang themselves from trees in Mississippi? Totally. Totally.
Right.
And by the way, those text messages between Tyler Robinson and the roommate, that's how people talk to each other for sure. Like, the fuck is wrong with you people?
Quickly, and then we can... There's not much to say about Trey Reed because there's not enough information that's come out. I just think it's insane to me that, once again, we have a person of color who has been found dead in a really mysterious, confusing circumstance, and no one wants to say anything.
Yeah.
No one wants to say anything.
But
we've had to have conversations about Charlie Kirk. I saw
I also said the government shutting down a channel of speech they don't like through Kimmel is actually a bigger tragedy than what happened to Kirk. Murder is terrible, but fascism is worse.
Fascism is worse. And I saw someone on Threads say that Charlie Kirk has somehow managed to be more annoying dead than he was alive.
That's true. That's true.
There was something else I was going to say.
My last thing will be reading a tweet. That's my favorite tweet of the week.
Okay. I just want to say that no one texts like that. The conversations, the alleged conversations, look like if you asked a boomer to use ChatGPT and they prompted ChatGPT and said, make a Gen Z person who's dating trans person admit to murder via text message. And then that's what they wrote out.
All of these aspects we need to be in there. And they're part of the narrative we've been saying. Basically, every detail we put in the narrative in the last week before we knew anything, have them just like in the text messages say that all those things are right.
My favorite part of it is delete this exchange. Who the fuck calls a text conversation with their alleged partner an exchange?
You
would have to think.
I'm not saying it's not real. I'm skeptical. It's real.
If it's real,
it's
Tyler
crazy.
Robinson is the weirdest fucking person. He's an alien. He's a 70-year-old trapped in a Gen Zer.
I'm looking at him and I've seen him generally. He would have to be more autistic than me. The level of autism that he and his partner would have to for that to be their conversation is too high. I think you start losing the ability to text at that point.
Right. When the response from the alleged partner is like, what? 18 question marks. What do you mean? Are you serious? A million question marks. Fuck.
And then him like being like, remember when I was putting those memes on? If I hear Fox News say Bolju woo, like it's literally like the narratives they were pushing before. It's just dumb. Anyway, favorite tweet of the week, ready?
Yes, go for it.
I posted it to Threads because I don't be tweeting. This one almost went viral. I mean, kind of for a thread, it kind of went viral. This was from a Twitter guy named Colin Wright. He's got some following over on Twitter as a right-wing piece of shit. Convincing my left-wing former close friends on Facebook that Charlie Kirk wasn't a Nazi or a fascist is completely futile because I can't even convince them that I'm not a Nazi or a fascist, and many have known me since early grade school, which I posted with just the simple caption, "He's so close."
Yeah, I saw that post. That was really good.
Interesting. The people who have known you the longest and the most intimately, you can't convince them you're not a Nazi or a fascist. That's very interesting. That's very, very interesting. I wonder what did the Occam's razor mean?
I wonder what that could mean.
Oh, you need a tissue? You cut yourself on Occam's razor. All right. It's over. That's no bonus show today. It's been too long a day. I gotta get some sustenance.
It's a long day. We're tired.
I gotta sustain. When are you gonna hit that Love on a Spectrum?
I will watch it. Maybe actually I'll watch it tomorrow. I'm gonna set a reminder though, because I keep forgetting that we need to watch it. I'll put a reminder.
Everybody,
because I do want to watch.
The World is Vampire.
Oh my god, I'm wearing my Twilight shirt today.
Aww.
Do you know that it was the 20th anniversary of the Twilight book coming out on Friday, last Friday?
Aww. That's great for
really
you because of the vampires.
Yeah, but I like these.
Sparkle.
Yeah.
I love Mormon vampires. Okay, sorry.
Sorry, bye. What's a Mormon vampire?